The ability to afford a decent house is a critical aspect of human well-being. Housing plays a vital role in a person's standard of living and place in the society. Nigeria has an estimated population of about 200 million people, and this implies that urgent attention should be placed on the country's housing sector if the housing needs of the people are to be met. The program is Housing Development, and I am your housing diva, Flora Annie. It's over at our news desk. I'll be back shortly.
An advocacy group, Housing Development Advocacy Network, HDAN, has commended the Nigerian Senate for the recent passage of the Real Estate Regulatory Council Bill, noting that the bill, when assented to by President Muhammadu Buhari, will help sanitize the housing sector in the country and ensure compliance with the best practices as obtainable in developed countries. In a statement by HDAN Executive Director, Mr. FESADEB, the group commended the Senate leadership, the sponsor of the bill, former Sokoto State Governor, Senator Aliyu Magatakada Wamako, for championing the bill. Mr. Adebayo also commended the Senate President and the entire members of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for coming together to ensure that the bill sailed through the floor of the Senate. The HDAN president made a particular reference to Professor Akin Mabogunje, who he credited for advocating housing development regulations in Nigeria. He decried the abuse which pervaded the sector for long, where rules are constantly bent, stating that the situation is not the same in other sectors that are regulated. The HDAN executive director expressed confidence in the ability of President Muhammadu Buhari to give speedy assent to the bill with a view to promoting sanity in the sector through relevant regulatory frameworks. The Edo State government has commended the demolition of illegal structures under high-tension cables and other unauthorized places in Benin metropolis. Speaking during the exercise in Benin, the Commissioner for Fiscal Planning and Urban Development, Mrs. Isoken Omo, said the exercise is aimed at removing structures by illegal developers and squatters that trade in unauthorized locations, such as the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN high-tension lines in the metropolis. She said the exercise became necessary following the expiration of notices and series of warnings served to the landowners and occupants of the property. Housing Development reports that the illegal structures demolished in the area included stalls and eaves extensions around Ugbo in Government Reservation Area, GRA, Benin City. As part of efforts to promote sustainable building practices, International Finance Corporation (IFC) plans to celebrate leading property developers, housing development institutions, state governments and investors who have pioneered excellence in design for greater efficiencies EDGE certification in Nigeria's real estate market. EDGE focuses on empowering developers of residential and commercial buildings to deliver resource-efficient buildings in a fast, easy and affordable way. EDGE is a key part of IFC's efforts to lead a sustainable future by encouraging construction developers worldwide to build a safer climate, and is currently in use in over 140 countries. The planned event would feature experiences of the EDGE pioneers and presentations from IFC EDGE partners and housing development institutions such as the Nigeria Mortgage Refinance Company, NMRC, Family Homes Fund, FHF, and housing-friendly states such as Lagos.
Those Those are the major news making rounds in the sector. To read the full news and other housing, finance and construction news, do well to visit www.africanhousingnews.com. Moving on, the provision of adequate and accessible low-cost housing in a serene environment is our advocacy on this program. Now, a trip to Durumi community in the Federal Capital Territory reveals a community in their need of basic infrastructure for a better living condition. Let's have a look.
The housing development team took a trip to Durumi village to see the living conditions of people in that district and also to have a dialogue with them. A resident who has been living there for the past 14 years complained about the repulsive smell and the dirty environment. He said the building where people stay were dilapidated and deteriorating. He pleaded for the intervention of the government to help better the standard of living for the people in the community. He pointed out that there were no hospitals and good healthcare systems, saying that pregnant women suffer a lot and there have been records of death.
I've been here for 14 years now. Before now, we were finding it very difficult, even breathing good air. You can see how the environment is. The government doesn't care about us. The houses, some of the houses here are so dilapidated that you wake up, the rooms will be smelling. So please, we need the presence of government in this place. The healthcare system, there is no hospital, no maternity home. When women, pregnant women, they suffer here a lot every day, trying to take some die on their way to the hospital. If you can look at the environment, look at gutter everywhere. We need the presence. There is no environmental presence here. We even employ them to be coming here to check how the standard of living is because it's very poor.
Another resident and a shop owner complained bitterly about the terrible conditions of the roads. He appealed to the government to give a helping hand for easy access roads.
I'm a resident of Durumi, and the most challenges we are facing here is the bad road. Like, as you can see, some of the bad roads, like for example, they try to tie some places and leave some places untied. So that's a big challenge to us. We are begging the government if they can extend the helping hand, at least to help us to have a easy access road.
Mrs. Cecilia Danladi complained about the bad conditions of the access roads and the heat because of a lack of free flow of air.
Challenges we are facing here is that there's no good road, because when coming in and out, the road is not okay. You can see there are accidents on the road. These Okada people, when you climb, due to the road condition, the road is not okay. Even this one that we are managing is the man that built this house, that when he was building, he tried to make this way that we can have accessible road, but before it wasn't like this.
A resident of Durumi, Comrade Mark Mario, expressed his feelings complaining about the bad roads, unhealthy environment, the poor state of the houses built. And he further exclaimed that good housing should not be begged for because it's a human right to have a good condition of living.
I've lived here for 7 good years now. And talking about housing here, we are suffering. We are suffering, seriously. One room in this place is 72,000 naira. No good window, and even the house is built to the zinc. For me personally, I see it as we here, we are just surviving life. We are not living life at all. The environmental sanitation that we used to hear those days, every Saturday, is no more happening. What the government is just doing is going around extorting from us who are living in the environment without doing anything for us. So I am not saying I'm begging them to come and do for us. It's our right for them to come and build houses for us at a lower price.
And that's the story of life in Durumi village, the urban ghetto.
My name is Femi Adewale. I'm the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of the Family Homes Fund. I endorse the housing development program and the impact that is making in providing information about housing in Nigeria.
housing is not adequate if the specific needs, the basic needs, are not provided. Every family has a right to enjoy decent and proper housing. Let's go for a short break. I'll be back.
What is the name of my grandson?
Suleiman.
That's a good name. May the Almighty preserve him.
Amen.
Now that your family is growing, this is the time for you to start thinking of a house of your own.
Abba, the thought of this has always been on my mind. To build a house now, you need a lot of money, and that is what is holding me back.
Sonny, what you need is a mortgage. NHF mortgage loan. With NHF mortgage loan, you own a house upfront and pay gradually over a long period of time.
Abba, I will go to the FMBN office right away.
Come join us at FMBN and let's shelter Nigeria together.
You're watching Housing Development. With the news of collapsed building here and there, which type of house will you prefer to live if you have the resources? A bungalow, 1, 2, or even a multi-story building? Let's find out what Nigerians prefer.
I feel it's very safer to live in a bungalow. My reason is that no matter how compromised the structures of a bungalow might be, the damage will not be as devastating as a story building. Because number one, the story building has more people. It has more population than a bungalow.
If a story building is well constructed, I prefer living in a story building than a bungalow. It's safer if the engineer or the owner of the building do the necessary thing to make the building okay. There's nothing wrong with staying in an upstairs. In fact, it's the most pleasurable way of living a life. You are on top. You are seeing everything that is happening down there.
It doesn't matter which one you live in. It all depends on what is put inside there, the structurally. You see, the problem we have is that Nigerians don't have respect for standard and ethics. If you have a standard bungalow, standard story building, and it is properly built, you don't have problem living there. But in the event the right things is not done, and the regulatory bodies are not doing their work, this is what you want to see here and there. The building collapse, structures built by unprofessionals. So it doesn't matter it doesn't matter the kind of the structure you want to live in. Once the structure is properly built, you don't have problem with that.
There you have it. Voices on the street there. A high-rise building or a bungalow, which will you prefer to live in? Let's go for a short break as you share your opinions on our social media handles displayed on your screen. Welcome back. You're watching Housing Development. In bridging the gap to provide affordable housing to Nigerians at low cost, the Millard Fuller Foundation has birthed an initiative named 1 million Naira Affordable Home Project, a studio apartment that is expandable to a 1 and 2 bedroom. Housing Development crew took a tour to the site.
Housing is widely recognized as a human right, yet Nigeria's low-income households in particular struggle when it comes to finding adequate shelter that does not leave them in financial difficulty. The Nigerian urban housing market primarily targets high-income earners and thus leaves low-income earners and large parts of the Nigerian population excluded from formal housing provision. In bridging the gap to provide affordable housing, the Millard Fuller Foundation, the Fuller Center for Housing, has birthed an initiative named 1 Million Naira Home Project, located at Zone 0, Luvu, Masaka, Nasarawa State. Mrs. Margaret Ajayi, the project officer of the 1 Million Naira Home Initiative, took the housing program media crew on a tour to inspect the project. She introduced the media team to the 1 Million Naira project studio apartment, fully furnished with expandable to 1 and 2 bedroom with already built foundations for the expansion when ready.
The 1 Million Naira project is a simple studio, a kitchen and a toilet, a carcass unit, but with foundations for 4 bedrooms, which it can eventually become. Right behind me is a fully finished and furnished unit of the 1 Million Naira house project.
Crowning it all up, the CEO and National Director of the Millard Fuller Foundation, Mr. Sam Odia, expressed his pleasure of having the Housing Development Program team on tour to his site. He further stated that with as little as 1 million naira, Nigerians can start their journey to affordable home ownership. The CEO, Millard Foundation, introduced the team to the 248 units Grand Luvu 3B estate with homes ranging from 2.8 million to 7.6 million. Mr. Odia stated that the serene estate located at Karu local government area of Nasarawa State will be commissioned in the next few weeks by dignitaries from the presidency and the government.
With as little as 1 million naira, you can start your own journey towards home ownership. We also have this 248 unit Grand Luvu 3B estate here, which you've had a look at. Most of this is finished already. We're putting finishing touches to some of the last houses at the moment. This will be another one of our serene estates in the Karu local government area of Nasarawa State, just outside of Abuja. We're hoping that this will become a new axis for development and for affordable housing ownership for people who live and work in Abuja, as well as those in Nasarawa State. By the grace of God, we will be commissioning this estate within in the next few weeks. We intend to have representatives of the government and of the presidency here to commission this place for us.
Generally, affordable housing deals with housing solutions that are priced and financed in a way that ensures low-income occupants can also satisfy their other basic needs. The Fuller Center for Housing 1 Million Naira project is indeed a welcome development.
A studio apartment selling at 1 million naira, built by Millard Fuller Foundation. Quite commendable, I must say. Moving on, Africa Housing Awards is set to launch Affordable Housing Hall of Fame to recognize those individuals whose spirit, ingenuity and determination have changed the face of housing for the better in Africa. Being named to the Affordable Housing Hall of Fame as the highest individual honor bestowed by African Housing Awards. The first Affordable Hall of Fame induction ceremony will be held on 10th December 2021 alongside the African Housing Awards. Who deserves to be inducted into the Affordable Housing Hall of Fame? Let the countdown begin.
Housing Development Advocacy Network, HDAN, a top-notch and leading non-governmental advocacy organization, is set to unveil Affordable Housing Hall of Fame, focused on immortalizing those who have contributed immensely to affordable housing delivery for Nigerians. The Executive Director of HDAN, Mr. Festus Adebayo, stated that the Housing Hall of Fame will spotlight well-deserving individuals who have exemplarily contributed positively to the growth of the housing sector, while recognizing other Nigerians whose works and undying legacies have continued to inspire millions of people based on their impactful contributions to affordable housing and development in Nigeria. Apex on the list of those who will be featured are late Alhaji Lateef Kayode Jakonde, the former civilian governor of Lagos State; late engineer S.O. Fadahunsi, former president Nigeria Society of Engineers; late Sir Fortune ABA, former president Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors. These heroes and exemplary leaders will be posthumously inducted into the Affordable Housing Hall of Fame for their unshaken, unparalleled, and invaluable contributions in spearheading and pioneering affordable housing development and advocacy efforts in Nigeria. Highlight on the list for the living includes Professor Aki Mabogunje, who clocked 90 years recently, and others that will be unveiled in a number of days, whose legacies can be seen in the area of advocating for proper regulation of the real estate sector in Nigeria. The Executive Director of HDAN, Mr. Adebayo, further stated that the aim behind the Hall of Fame is to use it as a platform to showcase and immortalize those who have gallantly stood for affordable housing in Nigeria. The idea, he said, will help encourage more people, either as a state governor, a president, or a minister, to do more for affordable housing. The United States, UK, Singapore, Malaysia had at various times celebrated their heroes of affordable housing. Now is the time for us to also celebrate our geniuses and heroes of affordable housing, for the future generation to know those who have really worked for affordable housing in the country Nigeria. This iconic unveiling of Affordable Housing Hall of Fame will take place during the epic event Africa Housing Awards, scheduled to hold Friday 10th December 2021. Don't miss this.
Welcome back. The third annual Lateef Jakonde Lecture on Housing will be holding tomorrow, Thursday, the 25th of November 2021, with the theme, Low-Income Housing in a Period of Uncertainty. The lecture series is organized by Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria in memory of Alhaji Jakonde's numerous contributions to housing provision and development in Nigeria. Well, that said, a Woman Crush Wednesday is up next. This Amazon is an architect, a real estate investment portfolio manager, and a public sector housing professional.
Our Woman Crush Wednesday is Olajimake Akinwumi. She is a real estate investment advisor and manager with over 25 years experience in design and architecture, investment advisory, project and development management, and affordable housing delivery. She is a co-founder of Alethea Capital, a Nigeria-based investment advisory and management firm whose ethos is an investing for impact, and Alethea Capital Real Estate Limited, a real estate investment and advisory firm. Jumoke is an architect, real estate investment portfolio manager, and public sector housing professional with a track record of successfully managing the delivery of real estate in both private and public sectors. Between 2013 and 2019, she went into public service and at different times during this period was interim managing director of the Family Home Funds, Ogun State Director General of Bureau of Lands and Survey. She was Special Advisor, Housing Development and General Manager of Ogun State Housing Corporation. In the private sector, she has cut her teeth in her chosen field in the firms of ACCL and James Corbett Architects, and was pioneer property development manager at the Shell Pension Fund before joining an indigenous Nigeria energy company, setting up its real estate subsidiary, an organization she headed until 2007. She has led several pilot interventions in the affordable housing ecosystem and continues to work with others to address specific pain points in the value chain. She represents the interest of clients as project development manager on large green and brownfield projects. Jumoke is committed to gender equity and addressing the systematic issues that keep women at a disadvantage in the sectors that she is involved in. She is an independent director of Purple Real Estate and non-exec director at Federal Housing Authority. Olajumoke is a unique personality. She is vibrant, energetic, and a mentor to young women, and indeed one of her kind. To this end, Olajumoke Akinwumi has been voted as our woman crush this Wednesday.
Our Woman Crush Wednesday segment is open for sponsorship. Let's display your brand, your product, and your services while we celebrate our women. You can call 081-665-70090 or send a mail to housingprogramonit@gmail.com. Thanks for watching Housing Development. Keep it at the same time next week. I remain your housing diva, Flora Annie. See you soon.